The movie, I mean, it's really the story that we all wanted to know. We've watched the Toy Story movies, we'd seen Andy, the little boy who was obsessed with suddenly looking up in space, and this character, Buzz Lightyear, and this is the story that they all watched, and that's the reason they wanted the toy.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly how Angus, our director, pitched it to me. He said that he grew up loving Star Wars. He was a Star Wars fanatic. He had all the toys. All of his friends were obsessed. His father took him to every new movie. And when he first saw the first Toy Story, and when Andy got a Buzz Lightyear toy, you know, all of his friends knew who Buzz Lightyear was. And then they were so excited to have him. And he wondered what was the movie that Andy and his friends had seen that made Buzz Lightyear so iconic. So this is that movie.
It's a genius idea because, as you say, you know, you wonder what his story was and who he was. And he's actually quite a complex character, isn't he? I mean, he's one of those guys that, you know, sort of always seems to want something that he can't quite have.
Well, sure, I hope so, yeah. I would imagine that the hope is that he's someone that, you know, albeit a space ranger and albeit someone who is, you know, a clear leader and someone you look up to, the hope is that he's incredibly identifiable, that he has a lot of human qualities that we can connect with, that he makes mistakes and he feels regret and shame and has a tendency to live in those mistakes. And I think that's something we can all identify with.
Yeah.
No, easy. Just you know, the mirror.
Taika, just explain your character then, because you play Mo. So who is that?
So Mo is the standout star of the film. Tried. So Mo is part of a group called the Junior Zap Patrol. They're not quite at the level of being professional Zap patrollers. They're just the underlings who are just trainees. And Buzz finds himself teamed up with these guys who are the lowest of the low on the ladder, and he's the best of the best. And so he's got to make something out of this team of of misfits. It's like this interview. You're pulling me up. You're carrying me, and I'm just pulling you down as usual. But you know, somehow together it works, and it makes a perfect team. You know, it's like by himself, would it work? No. You need someone like me just to balance things out.
And also you, I mean, you're a very proud New Zealander, and you get to use your own accent.
Sometimes. Yeah, I am proud. When we don't do anything embarrassing, but yeah, the accent, it's great. Weirdly, I've been able to sustain this career literally just using my own accent, and I don't know how that happened. Somehow people just started being able to understand it.
Chris...
Silence. Someone's translating what I just said.
I didn't understand what you said there for a second, but it's OK, that's fine.
Yeah,
I did, actually. I lived in New Zealand for 4 years, so just, it's a beautiful country.
I still don't understand.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country. 4 years. What happened?
That was enough.
We either kicked you out or you got bored, like me.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. You came back, didn't you? You started your first TV
I started
show
in TV over there,
and
then yeah, so
and then came back.
and came back after that. I got all this. The reason I'm here now is all of New Zealand's fault.
Oh, the tables have turned. The tables have turned with this interview. Yeah, it's all about you now.
Yeah, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you.
Well, I wanted you actually, Chris, to ask you that very first time that you got to say that iconic phrase "to infinity and beyond," because the thing is, I guess with a role like his, Tim Allen's voice is always in our head, and obviously we're taking Buzz back to the very beginning, and it's different in so many ways. But the first time you said that, it must be hard not to hear his voice in your head.
Yeah, sure. His voice is in my head too. I mean, the first few sessions I had, it was just a Tim Allen impression, because he did such phenomenal work. That's why we even made this movie, because of the phenomenal, iconic work that Tim Allen did.
Yeah.
So luckily, I was able to use his work as a blueprint. I mean, the character is supposed to be the kind of upstream character of who Tim Allen created. So I'd be a fool to not use his choices as a guideline. But yeah, it's big shoes to fill because honestly, we all love what he did. Tim Allen is Buzz Lightyear. There's no changing that. So you have to kind of respect what he did and pay homage to what he did while still finding a way to make it somewhat your own.
Yeah.
Also, technically, let's think about it. In the actual official timeline of when the film was made and then the toy came out, technically, Chris did it first, and then Tim Allen did a copy voice of Chris for the toy.
Basically, stop copying me, Tim Allen. Basically.
It's one
Keeps
day.
coming out of my ear. Yours is fine. I've got
Mine's in there.
I've got a big ear hole in it.
You got a
falling
cavernous.
out. It's always been my problem.
As long as you can
Right.
hear
That's why I
us.
keep going like this, like I'm a security guard.
Are you? Is it in?
Yeah,
as long as you can hear us.
You okay? You got it in?
You want me to get rid of this guy?
Kill
He's
it.
gone?
Kill it. Interview over. Okay.
One day, this question won't need to be asked. One day, it will just be a thing that is completely
of that
without a need for conversation. There is an LGBTQ storyline here, which was a little bit controversial because there is a same-sex kiss. It was taken out and it got put back in again. So what's happened around here?
Around here? Well, I mean, it's in, right? It's in, which is great. And you're right. You know, one day to be so nice, just, you know, to not even for this not even to be a talking point, or like to go and watch a movie where that's just accepted. And you know, I know that I've heard that you know, there's even one or two countries who are still. It's 2022, and they still have got reactions to that idea. Of a same-sex couple, and look,
Crazy,
it's
isn't it?
too bad they get to watch the film.
Yeah.
And it's a great film.
Yeah, it's their loss, isn't it?